Hello my loves, it is morning sessions with your ADHD life coach Janae. First things first, we are going to drop the tongue from the roof of the mouth and unclench our jaw. ADHD people have the tendency, I think it's because we are at a low level of anxiety at all times, of clenching, grounding our teeth and clenching our jaws. So do that little thing, rub the side of your jaw right here and deep breath. Okay, today we're going to talk about impulse buying. It is a issue that a lot of people with ADHD have because impulse buying releases dopamine in our brains. Now, I will say that impulse buying is not, because ADHD is on a spectrum, and there are different things that contribute to there's different types of ADHD. Some may be more prone to impulse buying than others. So this is for those that literally, like, I know one girl who said she spent like 20K in a month, right? So here are 3 things that you can do to curb that impulse buying just so that you can get that hit of dopamine, okay? First thing is create a separate account just for that. Literally, like whenever you get some money, any extra that you want to put some into your impulse buying account. There's a little bit of joy even in that, of being like, I'm setting this money aside specifically for me to spend whenever I want to spend it, right? That way you still have money for your bills or whatever the case may be, and you're not getting yourself in a bind to where, oh my God, I'm in so much debt right now because I couldn't stop impulse buying, right? Second thing is plan a big trip. Like, if it's international, if you're in a privileged spot to where it's international, even better, right? Or it can be domestic in your area, within your country, whatever the case may be. Plan a big trip, because when you're planning a big trip, that means that you are now saving money continuously for that trip. And even better if you can start planning the trip generally, right? Like, I want to go to Asia for the summer, right? For like 2-3 months, I want to go to Asia for the summer, right? And I've already, even if I don't have the money right now, I am already like planning it. Like, where am I going to go when I go to Japan or Korea? Like, what spots do I want to go to? That in itself releases dopamine, because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, let me plan it all. So any money, extra money that comes in, you're like, I'm going to put some money aside for this trip. And that in its own self is going to curb the impulse buying, because you're planning for a big trip. Like I said, if you're able to plan it internationally, great. If you're able to plan it domestically, fine. But just actually putting in the plan for the trip and figuring out what sites are you going to see, where are you going to go, do you want to bring anybody with you? I like traveling by myself, so nobody's coming with me. But, do you want to bring anybody with you? Because then you have somebody else who's like, fuck yes, I'm down for it, let's do this. And now you both are planning, right? So that's another way as well. Third way is to put it, now this works for some people, not for always for other, but if you are a online impulse buyer, put things in your cart and leave it overnight. Just be like, okay, I want this, but I'm going to leave it in my cart. And then tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to go back in and look and see if I still want to buy it. Because basically, by giving yourself that time, you then are like, okay, it's okay. I don't need to spend my money on that. It's perfectly fine. And a lot of times that person will then decide that they don't want to buy it. So that is going to be the third thing, is to, if you put stuff in your cart, leave it there overnight and then come back the next day and see if it's something that you still want to buy. Or has your brain now come to the point to where it's like, no, we're not going to do this right now. So those are the 3 ways that you can do, that you can curb impulse buying as an ADHD person, so that you're not going into debt and you don't have this guilt. Because the thing is, there's always shame around ADHD, around the mental difference itself, because of things like this, because of impulse buying. Now there's shame around it. You're like, I'm just, why can't I stop this? Like, why am I such like a failure in certain things like this? You get so down on yourself, and that just adds to already the emotional trauma issues that you're already dealing with as an ADHD person. So try these 3 things. Let me know which one works for you. Let me know how it works, generally speaking. And I will see you guys later on tonight for the nightly message. Bye.